Vilas, I think what you can do is when you are this come to any shloka, you can just say chapter 8 and shloka when you start early morning. Na? So it helps because the recorded version they will not be knowing from where you start.
Okay. No, that another thing is that in the description itself it says 8 chapter.
Oh, you're writing like that. Okay. And shloka number also it is very useful.
Yes,
People,
shloka number.
Sometimes I get a clarification. They will go there and they'll.
Yes, sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
So he talks about this verse 24 where he gives 2 paths. Yatra kale tu avrittim cha eva yoginah prayatah yanti tam kalam vakshyami bharatarshavah. So now he says there are 2 paths. Now the path by which the yogis never returns, and also the path by which one returns. When they are
Vilas, there is some, I think, background noise. It's from air or something, fan or something.
Yes, I had put a fan. It is hot.
Okay.
Off mode. Okay. Yeah, now it is clear. Okay.
Now clear.
So he says there are 2 paths. One is the path where the yogi never return, and there's another path when that's yogi returns. Prayatihi yanti tam kalam. When they are departing from here, Vakshyami Bharatarshabha, I'll explain to you these 2 paths is what he says. That is at the time of death, Kala. Who will not return and who will return back? I will explain to you. So he says, Deva Agnihi Jyotihi Ahaha Shuklaha Shanmasa Uttarayanam Tatra Prayataha Gachanti Brahma Vidaha Janaha. Agnihi, if he sees Agni, light, and if it is Jyotihi, that is, he sees the effulgence of that. Daytime, Ahaha, Shuklaha, bright fortnight. Shanmasa, the 6 months of the northern solstice. Uttarayanam. Tatra Prayataha Gachanti. Follow this bright path. Brahma Vidaha Janaha. Who knows the Brahman, who knows the Brahma state and goes to the Brahman state at that time. So they don't return to this earth plane again. That's what he says. What it means is that at the time of the death, the person should know it. He should establish himself in Brahman, and then if he departs during these 3 periods, that is when the northern solstice is there and there's a daytime and a bright fortnight and there is light, he could see the light, and there is fire, and then this person will not come back. Whereas Dhumaha Ratrihi Tataha Krishnaha Shanmasa Dakshinayanam Tatra Chandramasam Jyotihi Yogi Prapya Nivartate. So now this smoky night time and dark fortnight, the 6 months of the southern solstice, this is the dark path of lunar light, and attaining it, the yogi returns. So what it really means is that there are 4 states which a person can experience, which we had covered, but it is good to cover now as well. There are people or beings who come into the womb existence or some existence in some form or the other, in whichever realm they are. They come in ignorance. That means they enter into life in ignorance and go out of life in ignorance. And both are ignorance only. So he's talking about the second, this kind of people. He can be a yogi also, but then it is ignorance of what the reality is. But he comes back. Now, there are beings who land up here in ignorance, but they work towards knowledge. So, asatoma sadgamaya, so they know the sat, then they know the tamasoma jyotirgamaya, they have seen the jyoti, they have understood what that reality is. Mrityorma amrutam gamaya, so now this person will not have any further birth, and because of that there is no death. So he arrived in ignorance but departed with knowledge. And that is the first kind. He becomes a yogi. Now the third kind is a person who came into this world with knowledge and goes out with this knowledge. So Shankaracharya, if the nearest person we can see is, he came with knowledge, he knows what he wanted to accomplish. So he finished his job and left. He didn't stay even a day early than what he thought. But if you take Swami Vivekananda or with Ramana Maharshi or whoever, they come on the second kind who came out of ignorance and then they went out of knowledge. Then the fourth kind are the very stupid kind of people. They get caught up in the samsara. They come with knowledge, but they fail to enhance that knowledge and they go out in ignorance. So, this cycle of life is neither kind nor cruel. It gives what a person desires from this, and that's the reason it is called Dakshinayana and Uttarayana. Uttara means light and Dakshina means darkness. So even in our normal career and all that, or the prices, we say it's going up north, or we say prices going down south. That is going down and that is going up. So this is a very pictorial way of representation. So one should not feel that if he dies in the northern solistics, that means he has gone out of bounds, and southern means he has gone back into pralaya, into the preta or some other realm of existence. What it really means is that it's a way of explaining that north and south. Generally, north represents going up, so you go up, and south is coming down. So two class of people go down and two class of people go up. People in the sense beings. Better to use beings rather than people. So first kind of being is the normal being who is crazy about food, shelter, clothing, and medicines, four requisites, or he or she only knows eating, sleeping, breeding, fearing, and he does everything to sustain all that he thinks can be sustained. So he wants to sustain himself and then have a family and sustain that, sustain the children, and all of it. The paraphernalia of all of that is called as ignorance. That this person's mind says that what cannot be done can be done. That is, what cannot be sustained will be sustained. So Dakshinayana is a way of looking at those people who can go down into more of samsara. So they come out of ignorance and go out in ignorance. They don't know why they arrived and they have no idea where they are going, where they are departing. They either die out of diseases or they die out of whatever, whenever the candle is supposed to burn out, but they have no idea at all. They just spend their time in indulgence and nothing else. The second kind of people are very strange. They came with a clear intention, but the samsara was so overwhelming for them that they got attached with the samsara. And because of that, they have no idea where they are going. So they strive to get into ignorance. And who are these beings who are into it? These are beings who had greed and moha, the raga, dvesha, moha, which was there in past samskaras because of the karma and the vasanas. They started manifesting, it covered up their knowledge, and now they are stuck. So this two of them will go into Dakshinayana, and those who came in darkness and they understood what is light, and they have understood asatoma sadgamaya, tamasoma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritam gamaya, they have experienced all the three, they will not come back. So they go to Uttarayana. And those people or those beings who came with knowledge did not get deluded in the world of name and forms, and they are going to succeed in not coming back. So they also go into Uttarayana. So these are the two paths.
This Uttarayana, okay, this belief is very strong. Anybody dies in Uttarayana means they'll go to Urdhvamukha, to higher world.
Correct.
But is it time bound or this is some other meaning to that in reality? Because time is only visible to us because of the Prakriti. But when we are looking at, say, Purusha, then why we should have a reference of Prakriti?
There is no need. Actually, this is just an example, but people take it too seriously. This Uttarayana, Dakshinayana, they make it something to be achieved. And that's the problem.
Yeah, because same philosophy says be in the present, that is now.
Correct.
When they say right now here, there is nothing called Uttarayana or Dakshinayana.
Correct.
It is just, I think, I don't know why it has come like such a strong way in Bhagavadgita. That's what I am not able to understand.
No. He wanted to give what I can say, illustration or an example or something like that. It is never meant to say that you should die in Uttarayana or you should die in Dakshinayana. That is not how it is. He says that, and it is meant for a yogi, not for a normal person also. So this is for a yogi, not for a normal person. Normal person doesn't even know that when is he going to die.
Okay. The people who are now the siddhi of death, that is Ichhamarani people.
Yes.
They will decide what is the right time for them to travel.
Correct.
It's like a satellite launching place and time. They do it for a moon.
No, it is
sufficient. Something similar, huh?
There is something like this. In your case, last year you wanted to go to America, so you decided the time and the correct moment and all of that, right? So that's exactly what it is. So you decide when you want, provided you know where you are going. So he says that 4 things have to match. It should be bright fortnight, that means the person should have gained knowledge. It should be in the daytime. Daytime means there is no ignorance. And there should be light, so the Jyoti is there. And Agnihi, again a part of Jyoti. So he has given a picture way of explaining rather than the philosophy he is explaining in a picture way. But Like my mother also used to always feel that she should die in Uttarayana, because this shloka 24 says that one who dies in Uttarayana will not return. So it is a figurative way of explanation, not a real way that is how it is. But people take it to be real because it is there in Bhagavad Gita. So these five devatas, Agnihi, Jyotihi, Ahaha, Shuklaha, and Uttarayana, they are Kala Abhimana Devata. That is, they are related to time, and Kala is the Mahakala, which is Lord of Death, and the person shows you the light, shows the being the light. So it is basically saying you will see a bright light and you will merge with that. That is the meaning of this verse number 24. Whereas verse number 25 is something to say that you will end up in Ratri, that is Dhumaha, smoke, Ratrihi, night, Krishnaha, dark fortnight, Dakshinayam are also part of the Kala, but they take you to the dark path. Meaning to say that the person, dark path means he ends up coming back from where he had left. And moon is related to the mind. So Chandramasam, because there is still hidden desires of Raga, Dvesha, Moha, so they make it come back. Whereas Uttarayana, that where you have a sun, it means the person has broken the Raga, Dvesha, Moha, so he cannot come back. So the summary of this 24 and 25 is that a person who has removed Raga, Dvesha, Moha will not come back. A person who has Raga, Dvesha, Moha, irrespective of whether he is a yogi or not a yogi, he will come back. Question? Okay. No question means fine. I'll continue. Shukla Krishne Gati hi ete Jagata Shashvate Mate Eka ya yati anavrittim anyaya avartate punaha. So there are two, Shukla and Krishna. These are the two gatis. Jagataha Shashvate Mate, of the world, and these are considered as eternal, Shashvata. So what we discussed is putting it here. They consider that these two are Shashvata. Ekaya yati anavrittim, by one the light path, a man goes and never returns. Anyaya avartate punaha, by the other he comes back. Now, the five senses and the five sense objects are the problem. One who is on the dark path is always fascinated by the senses and the sense objects, or rather the senses are overwhelmed by the sense objects. So he or she would like to enjoy more of it. An example I can provide from my own life. So trekking is trekking, but this mountain and that other mountain, this one and that one, all gives a false imagery that you are doing something or I am doing something great. It gives an impression that how strong I am to climb that peak and that mountain pass and this and that, and also the endurance I have. So whenever I have this intention of I and mine, it is the dark path. If I know mountain as a mountain consisting of only mud and nothing else there, and there is nothing, no essence to be found in that trekking, but I still go on trekking just because of no raga, dvesha, moha, then whether I do trekking or I do eating or sleeping or going to office or not going to office, it doesn't make any difference because the main thing is raga, dvesha, moha is not there. So I'm on the path of Shukla, white. Whereas if I am interested, be it a job, be it family, be it relationship, home, or trekking, or this or that, mountaineering, or let us say I say I'm fascinated by Himalayas and I want to settle down there. The very thought of settling down there means I am asking for rebirth. The more deeper it goes inside the mind, the stronger the chittas are going to be, which produces that kind of chitta which can establish itself in the Himalayas. In the next life, if this were to be my last breath, the next breath would create an environment sufficient enough to be in the Himalayas. Now, what happens at the time of death? Now, this thought creates an image just like the dream state which one undergoes when he is sleeping. So, as I'm speaking, the mind produces a nice looking peak. And a lot of people down there, and some of them are calling me, and I'm very happy to be there, and all that. After a while, the consciousness is not there in this body, whereas the consciousness is now established in the family which was calling me. So now I enter into the womb of that woman. And before long, I would have forgotten all about the Bhagavadgita I was teaching, or this I was doing, or my experience of software and all that. What get established in its place right now, depending upon whether I can get the womb right then, right there, or takes time, depending upon whatever comes up there, this I gets established in that womb. Now, after some time, that child comes out. Now, this mind has ensured its existence in the Himalayas. Now, what does it do? It looks so crazy of my thought. Now, can I go back and correct it? No. So, because of that reason only, two paths are mentioned by Krishna. One is the Jnana Marga, another one is the Bhakti Marga. Jnana Marga is the right Marga, Bhakti Marga can take you to that or might deflect you from there. So he says, just focus on me. Don't focus on anything else. Be in the Krishna Prajna. That is, do what I was doing. Take my attributes. Don't copy me, copy my attributes. In that case, what happens? If I am copying Krishna's attributes, who is equanimous to everything, he did not have raga, dvesha, moha. So if I were to establish myself without raga, dvesha, moha, then this thought will not arise in me that I want to be in Himalayan region or this region or that region. Instead, it will be equanimous. So let us say this moment is the last moment. As I am speaking, it doesn't get established anywhere. Instead, I get a jyoti, light. and the mind follows the light. When the mind follows the light, it gets engulfed by that light. So the mind then relieves itself of itself, with which the Atma, which was bound to the mind, escapes from there and merges with that light. Is it clear, or any questions on how the death happens between two states?
Uh, you have mentioned that suppose a person is having some desire that he has to go to Himalaya, something like that. Then automatically he'll get one more birth, and nature will allow him to get into that life. So instead, you don't have any desires, and have your complete bhakti or your focus only on Brahman or Krishna Prajna. When you are there, naturally you will get that gati. That is the message, right?
Correct.
And the other part, how it is transition happens, maybe you can explain it again.
Transition of?
How it happens, the real transition.
Real transition is like this, but like whatever we are talking now is coming from the mind with five senses being there, and this is the Jagrata Avastha. But then the death can happen anytime. So the consciousness is supposed to depart right now. What happens is that the mind creates a situation for the consciousness to depart, because mind has consciousness as its core. Okay. Now it is time for consciousness to depart. What it does is that mind withdraws the senses. So the sense objects are no longer accessible to that being. So it loses its sight, and it loses its smell, it loses the taste, it loses the touch, and only the hearing is remaining for few moments. At that time, the mind pulls itself into a dream state. And in this dream state, two things can happen. One, whatever the desires, stronger desires which are there in the chitta will start appearing. And since there is no person there, nothing anybody can do about it. Even if the family is watching this person die, nothing they can do to make him appear in somewhere or whatever it is. It is an automated process. So, if that mind is established in Krishna Prajna, this mind let goes of itself at that moment. How it happens, it depends on the bhakti of the person. But it happens. If it lets go of itself, that is, mind doesn't catch on to or latch on to itself, then the consciousness doesn't have anything to hold on to. That being the case, it joins back the light. So the mind sees the light, and there ends the matter. That's it. Over.
Okay. He is in Jagrata Avastha. I am talking about a yogi now.
Correct.
And he is meditating.
Correct.
He has decided to go from this world to the Krishna Prajna.
Correct.
Like what Sriyam has done, last rites for rituals for his guru. Something very similar.
Yes.
And that person, then the moment he withdraws from all these five organs, five jnanendriyas, then he will be, only his mind will be working. His mind will be working like a dream. That means the Jagrata Avastha is completely now over. Now he is into dream stage, right?
Yes.
Or still he can manage his mind like Jagrata Avastha.
No. There is, it goes to the dream state, but there is nothing called as a dream. It will go to Turiya immediately.
Yeah, my question is, say, when you have Panchendriyas working, that's Jagrata Avastha. But
Correct.
you have complete awareness.
Correct.
But when you reach the dream stage, which is not Jagrata Avastha, it's a dream. My question is for yogi, the dream is also like Jagrata Avastha?
Yes, there is no dream state. From awakening, awake from the Jagrata Avastha, he goes to Turiya Avastha, or from sense awaken to a complete awakening.
Yeah, that means in Jagrata Avastha, he is enjoying the Turiya Avastha.
Yes.
Without Panchendriyas.
Without Panchendriyas. Correct.
Okay, for him, whether the body is there or not doesn't matter, because he's already completely merged into that Brahman stage.
Yes.
And then what happens when he reaches there? Okay, you said he is able to see the light. That is the Brahman. So when you see the light, still the Jagrata Avastha will continue?
Yes, it will continue. It will not go, and
so
then
forever he will be in Jagrata Avastha, which means like Raghavendra Swami of 700 years, something you are talking.
No. There is one step. That is one step lower.
Uh-huh.
That is called as self-making that I will not take it.
Even though it is available, it is decided to be here for 700 years.
Yes.
To do some what you call blessing to this world.
Yes.
People.
Yes. So before death, I can decide that I will not take that. So
Okay.
what I can do is I can enter into samadhi state and stay there forever. See, what is the meaning of samadhi? Sama adi. Sama means equal. Adi means state. Equanimous state. Okay. So now what I can do is I can leave this parthiva sharira. Parthiva means prithvi, which is
Prithvi.
Yeah, the prithvi, which so the akasha is gone, and then the vayu is gone, and then the agni is gone, then the water is gone, that is apo is gone, only the prithvis remain. Okay, so the parthiva, I drop it, and then what happens in the manasika sharira? It's pure light. As pure light, I will still stay in that place with awareness. With awareness.
Okay. So the people, yogi people, when they visit, say, Mantralaya, they can get that feel, right?
Yes.
They can interact and they can get the knowledge silently.
Yes. So I myself had got that feel in 95.
Oh, okay. Something same I'm talking.
Yeah. So the very next day I had an out of body experience.
Uh-huh.
Just a day before I was in Mantralaya.
But if required, they can also come in the form of another human being and do something, right? Maya.
Yes. They can manifest the 5 elements at any point in time.
I heard many people talking like that. That suddenly somebody, unknown person is coming and they're helping him and all that.
Yes, actually what happens is, if you really see in those beings who come with a form, the moment the work is done, they will disappear. You won't even know where they are. And you will never know who they were. Meaning, let us say, I have fallen on the road, example, okay? And all of a sudden somebody comes there with water.
Yes.
And he gives me water. But the headache is so much that I am not able to talk to that person, and I murmur. I say, thank you so much for giving me water from where you had come and all that, and I turn back, nobody is there. So that is possible. That is possible for whoever is a yogi. It is possible for every yogi. He can do it. This is very simple. What I need to create is that from space I need to create the air, and from air I need to create the agni, and from agni I need to create the apa, and from apa I need to create the prithvi. Then it works. Just like when I had fallen down on the road and I wanted to rectify this leg, I did the same thing. I removed the space. So the space removal removed the excess air and the friction which had caused due to fire, that got reduced. That means we call that as inflammation. Then the water which was blocked started flowing. That is, all the fluid which was there in that knee started flowing, and the Prithvi again rejoined back how it should be, how it should have been. So in that way, which would have taken me around 30 days, as indicated by doctor, took me 1.5 hours of meditation to correct it. That's all. If I had not done meditation, it would have taken me 30 days. So I should have been in the bed for 30 days with my knee. Instead, it just happened in 1.5 hours.
Yes.
That's all. So this I done it a very little knowledge, whereas that yogi like Raghavendra or anybody can do it even much more ease, because their mind is completely pure. They don't have any Raga Dvesha Moha. So it's very easy for them. But they can take a form. Temporarily, they can create these 5 elements, look like a normal person, come there, talk to the person, finish their job and go, because they can't stay for long.
They don't have any purpose beyond that.
No, it's not they don't have any purpose. It is like they don't have the karma to stay.
Oh.
So that 5 element will disintegrate very quickly. Like, unlike us, we have karma, so that because of the karma, the 5 elements are seemingly staying together. Whereas they don't have karma. They are doing out of compassion. They don't have any karma. So that's a difference. See, all of us who are here due to karma. So the 5 elements, integration, disintegration is happening due to karma. Not happening because of I like it in this way or I don't like it in this way or whatever. It is immaterial. See, if I am healthy today, so-called healthy today, even with this corona and all that being there, I am healthy today and able to go here and there. It's not my achievement. It is the karma which is working, and it is not allowing anything else to manifest. So the 5 elements are integrating, disintegrating in a normal way based upon the karma. If my karma changes to something else due to the deeds of the past, and then what happens is there will be modifications in the body, which we call as the body is a collection of 5 elements. So there will be changes in the 5 elements, and that we call it as a disease, because the prana is not able to move. When the prana is corrupted, then the body undergoes literal transformation from a nice, good body to a decaying, diseased body. So the body gets into diseases. But it is due to karma. It's not due to that person liking or disliking. However, since the mind can manifest anything in the body, constantly thinking about COVID or any other disease will immediately make that manifestation possible. So it is better not to do mantra of these diseases and rather be compassionate to oneself and to others, so that you don't get into problem or I don't get into problem.
So that is applicable for anything in that case. Reading newspaper daily and following something,
yes.
Newspaper, news items,
yes,
which is related to maybe recent drug or anything.
Yes.
That is also a bad karma what we are doing.
Yes, absolutely. There is no doubt. You just think this way, but you watch news for half an hour, let us say. Whether it is a Kannada news or English news or whatever news, that channel which is coming. You see that person's emotion changes in the body. Without his or her knowledge, whatever that person is showing, let us say they are showing Indo-China problem, Ladakh problem, and now I am from Ladakh. So then it attaches myself to Ladakh. So what is happening now? I have created Ladakh in my mind. Now it seems as though Ladakh is mine. So Chinese are doing something, or we are doing something, or that is doing something. So it goes into different molds as though I am experiencing it. So then I become very much feeling angry with something, remorse with something, or excited with something, and all that will happen, and angry with something. Now let us say that is my last breath. Let us say my heart, I don't know how my heart is. So I got too excited, too worked up, and then my heart stopped for a second or two or 10 seconds, 20 seconds, and there is no way to recover. So my wife desperately trying to call the ambulance, and the ambulance comes, and then by the time I'm taken to the hospital, they say that the person is brought dead. Okay, now what happens to me? One, anger. That is what last thing I was doing. Two, anger on what? On Chinese or whatever it was. Three, should be born in Ladakh. So what kind of environment do I get? I will get an environment where I will be born near a border area, either as a Chinese or as an Indian, to undergo this torture. So now for the whole life I have to undergo this torture. So if one were to think what he is doing, is it worth it? Wouldn't do anything like this.
Okay, my other question, understood. So emotionally you're attached if you show interest going deeper into such topics.
Yes.
For your living, yes, you are supposed to know you are safe or not. Up to that level is fine. Other thing is you keep doing your work which adds value to the country or tax and all that.
Correct.
My other question is related to, see, if I am interested, for example, subject things, I like, say, classical music.
Mm-hmm.
Is it that listening to that every day, half an hour, is also something similar attachment?
Yes, it is attachment. It depends on what you are getting out of it. Everything is an
But
attachment.
that is a focus, right? See, these kind of things are completely focused on, which is a Purandaradasa, for example, a very nice classical music. If I like daily listening, is it attachment to the Purandaradasa or music or divinity there? What exactly happens during that time? Or that is not good for me, I should do only meditation, don't worry about it.
See, the thing is this way, but it depends on what is it bringing to you. Let us say it bringing peace of mind to you. Without,
it definitely brings peace. That's the reason we would like to attach to that.
It's correct. So, but still it is an attachment. Yeah. Now it is attached to peace. So you will be born in a place where you have a peaceful surrounding.
Okay.
Right now, your home is very peaceful, right?
Yes.
So you got what you wanted. See, you have no worries on finance. You have no worries on your children. You have no worry on your property. You don't have any worry on your wife. That's all. So you've got what you wanted. So you have struggled so hard in different lives to attain peace, and you have got peace, which is sensual peace. It is conditioned by sensuality. But you have got peace. So you got in an environment which is peaceful. So like the place.
See, what I am expected to do now to attain that goal called reaching Brahman, do I need to attach to this so-called Purandaradasa music which gives me Chitta Shuddhi, or that stage is over, now don't do that, do only meditation with no attributes?
Yes, so what happens here is that you have to do two things simultaneously. One is that you have to use it like a tool. All this Purandaradasa and Kirtans and let us say the Carnatic music or whatever you are using is a tool. It's not really anything out there. Second, after you have established your mind, remove the tool from the mind.
I got it. I think I got it. It's like starting a scooter. Initially, you need all that battery and all that.
Correct.
Auto start.
Correct.
Then after that, it will run on its own.
Correct.
So you are telling that you use all these things, whatever is available as a sattvic tools also, only for start. Then you be on your own with your own goal.
Yes.
Without connecting anything whatsoever which is coming through Panchendriyas. That means you have to disconnect Panchendriyas. The music is also coming through my ears.
Yes.
That is also not good then.
No, you hear to music or you see or do whatever it is, but don't consider it as you.
No, I got it. What you are telling is that is not required for moksha.
Yes.
It's required only for Chitta Shuddhi. That's it.
Yes.
Chitta Shuddhi is not moksha. It is the initial stage.
Correct.
It will take you to the Rajasic too. Probably most of the time we are in Rajasic. It will bring to Sattvic.
Correct. Or another good example I can give you is that you have an oil lamp and you have a covering of the oil lamp. It has been covered with soot. So you clean the soot. So now that lamp is lit. Knowing very well that lamp shade is not moksha. Correct? So you need to consider the lamp, the oil, the wick in that, and that glass thing what you have, that glass cover, all are matter only. Only that light which exists there inside is the Purusha.
Correct.
Does the light require oil? No. Does the light require wick? No. Does the light require the outer cover? No. Does the light require the container? No. When we put all of this together, we can now have Nama and Rupa, mind and or the name and forms. Now with this name and form, what we are trying to do is to create something called as a lamp shade and a lamp and all that. Now what we are trying to do is to remove that by first cleaning up that each one of these individual things and then giving it up, giving any hold over that, just like the lamp. So when the lamp switches off, it just switches off. It doesn't have anything else to say where it went. Similarly, the person should use everything as a tool and then get off the tool. Don't hold the tool. If you hold the tool, again the person comes with holding that tool in another life.
Yeah, this is fine. Now, other question is, I have somebody I am responsible for, probably my children and maybe my family, other people within close family. If that is so, can I do any influence on those people if they are in Rajasic or Tamasic way of thinking? Do I have right to change them? Because as per spirituality it says that you are nobody to change others. But in this case, is it possible to change their mentality to Sattvic through my Sattvic approach? Is it my duty or am I able to do? Is it allowed for me to do? Because we also talk about you have to spread samskara to others.
That is correct.
What is our role there?
No, it is like this. It is like you are like a Ganges river which is ever flowing. And there is a gutter river also ever flowing. The gutter river will flow into Ganges and the Ganges will flow into gutter river, and if they can stay separately, then there is no problem. If the Ganges river were to become gutter river or the gutter river becomes Ganges, it is good because it has done what it's supposed to do. Generally, the river will not merge with the gutter even though they both are river. If they both are water. Similarly, a person should look at whether the other person whom he interacting is capable of understanding the dharma or not. If the person is very much engrossed in sensuality, telling him or her to change is not going to work, and that will be futile also, because that is their karma. But however, there will be some people who are wanting this or want to get rid of this dark river or dark water or this gutter water, and they want to purify, and to those people, helping is the best thing to do. So you need to try to help others by just giving them a drop of water to see that whether they like the water. Some people like Ganges water, some people don't like Ganges water. So those people who don't like Ganges water, you better leave them. For those people who like Ganges water, give them.
Okay, go. Don't get into controversy there. If possible, do it. If that is not working, don't worry. Let go.
Yes, just let go, because I am also a transitory person, right? I also have I have a transit visa and I have a flight to take. So I can't be losing my flight because somebody else have to come along with me in that flight.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, it's like a passenger.
Yes, I am.
You yourself is alone passenger in this earth.
Correct.
So there are people around you. If they really seek, if they're interested, you give. Otherwise, don't worry.
Exactly. That is correct.
Because this is one thing very complicated, because the karma is attached and connection between two people is based on the karma bandhana, and we have something called free will. Our goal is to reach moksha, and this real world is no, it's not a real world. The world is fully pulling us in all 5 directions. We think that we need acquiring land, that's Prithvi, and we are attracted to the good hearing from people. Depending on my taste, I may like good things or bad things. Similarly, the food also ill eating, overeating, less eating, no eating, no nutrition, or everything is based on my papa punya. I'll get the food, and consumption, how much I do, that's my free will.
Correct.
So it's a very complicated one.
Correct. It is complicated yet very simple.
Yeah, but simple, because yoga has given the clear direction what we should do with all this, and on the Bhagavadgita.
Yes. True. So, verse number 27, he concludes what we just now discussed. He says, knowledge makes our choice very clear. Na ete shrite partha janan yogi muhyati kaschana tasmat sarveshu kaleshu yoga yuktaha bhavarjuna. Knowing that these are the 2 paths, yogi muhyati kaschana, the yogi should not get deluded anymore. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu, therefore at all times means at all moment in your life, yoga yuktaha bhavarjana, be that steadfast yogi who will select the day, not the night. He goes towards the knowledge, not towards ignorance. So this is what you need to do. So you try to create the Uttarayana with yourself. So let's go into Vivekachudamani. We still have half an hour.
Yeah, sure. So the chapter 8 is fully Bhakti Yoga, right?
Yes. It is completely Bhakti Yoga. Okay. Let me first change it. There is some background noise. Okay, now it is gone. Okay, now I think we covered 174 yesterday, so we are now coming to. No, we can do 174. Uh, Tasmat manah karanam asya jantuhu bandhasya mokshasya cha va vidhane bandhasya hetuhu malinam rajogunaihi mokshasya shuddham virajah tamaskam tamaskam. So therefore, tasmat manah karanam, mind is the cause, asya jantoho, jantu is the jiva. So why do we have something called as jiva? Jiva is happening due to the mind. Bandhasya mokshasya cha va vidhane, bondage as well as liberation being brought about by the same mind. Bandhasya hetuhu malinam rajo gunaihi, the cause of bondage is the malina. Malina means unclean or blemished state resulting from the rajas. Mokshasya shuddham virajah tamaskam. Rajaha, excitement. Tamasaha, tamasa is inert. So these two, rajas and tamas, create what is called as existence. So moksha is coming out of this rajas and tamas. So increasing the sattva guna in the mind produces the interest towards liberation, and then he removes sattva also, thus transcending sattva, rajas and tamas. So right now the person should remove this tamas and rajas attachment in the mind. So 175th verse, he says this is what he needs to do. Viveka vairagya guna atirekat shuddhatvam asadya manah vimuktyayi bhavati atah buddhimatah mumukshoho ta bhayam dridha bhayam bhavitavyam agre. Viveka vairagya, when discrimination and dispassion, guna atirekat, arise due to predominance of quality of shuddhatvam asadya manah vimuktai, purity arising out of sattva, they turn or lead the mind towards liberation, vimukti. Bhavati atah buddhimataha mumukshoho, therefore by one who is buddhimataha, intelligent seeker of liberation, and he has earnest desire for doing it. Ta bhyam dridhabhyam. So these two must be strengthened. That is the foremost task. Which one? Discrimination and dispassion. This has to be taken up immediately. Those who cannot do it will always suffer bondage. Those who can really see vairagya, that is coming out of raga. Where does raga exist? Raga exists in the five senses. Why does the raga exist? Raga exists because we want to possess something from outside objects. So let's take an example. I see a sight. So two things have happened. I exist and a sight exists. Who this sight is for? I. And who exists? Sight. But where does I exist? Ignorance. Now, Tamas will say that I exist and sight also exists. Now, here is a problem. This sight has to be brought into I, not EYEI. This is I as a person. Now, I am a deluded personality because of Tamas, and I use Rajas to get that object. Now, here is the problem. Let us say I like hair of a girl. She has a very soft hair. Now, how can I get that hair? There are only two ways of doing it. Ask that lady to cut the hair and give it to me, or bring the lady in front of me all the time to get the hair. Okay. Now there is a problem. The moment the hair is cut from the head, the hair looks disgusting. Nobody likes it. As long as the hair exists on the head, it looks nice. So what you need to do, or what I need to do, is to get that person with hair. Can be liking for the eyes or ears or lips or whatever part of the body. Same problem. Now, or the skin. So 99% of the people are addicted to skin. So how can I get the skin? Not possible. So you bring the person who has the skin, so that you can keep on getting eye and the sight. But along with that person comes the mind of her own, because the karmas are attached to that mind. So whatever I say, she will not listen, because she has her own way of thinking. But I wanted only the skin. No, that's not possible. You have to take the whole package. Now I suffer, because all that I wanted was the fair skin or some skin. Now when the skin is brought, I don't like the skin without the body. But with that consciousness being there, it looks nice because of consciousness. But then I don't know how to enjoy it, because every time I see the skin, there is some problem or the other. So now I have to undertake that problem. This is what the tamas and rajas will do. Whereas in sattva, the person can see that there is no enjoyment at all in the skin. There is no enjoyment at all in the hair. There is no enjoyment in the eyes and nose and all the other parts of the body. They are disgusting, putrid matter. And it is decaying moment by moment. So then he feels, on what foundation did I ever like this sight? And then get disgusted with the sight. Having disgusted from the sight, he gets disgusted in the eye. That is eyes, EYES, eyes. And disgusted in the eye and the sight, he gets disgusted of the I, the person. Because there is no person, it is only the mind which is asking that, give me that girl, or give me that man, or give me that product, or give me that whatever, give me that is. Then comes dispassion. Now he finds the folly in this. There is no sight, and there is no I, and there is no myself there. That is the person. It is such a foolishness. And now he sees the sound, or he hears the sound, and he looks at the ear with which it is heard, and the person who is hearing. All three are three different things. And likewise, the taste and the touch and the smell, he doesn't own it. Not owning it, he gets dispassionate about it. And when he becomes dispassionate about it, Vairagya dawns in him, the Viveka also dawns in the person. Viveka means able to discriminate between real and unreal. He knows that the sense object is unreal, senses are also unreal. The personality which is talking that this is mine and this is myself is also as unreal as that. Then he attains peace. So the purity comes then. Therefore, one who is an intelligent seeker of liberation, these two must be strengthened: discrimination and dispassion in everything that is being done. So 100% of our daily activity is sense related only. I can give another example which happened today morning. So my wife was preparing an akki roti, rice roti, and she wanted to prepare in one particular way, and it did not come out well. And she was almost had a fight with that utensil and that whatever she was preparing, trying her hard to get that. And she knows very well that whatever she gives me, I eat. So she was feeling very sorry that roti doesn't look like roti, it looks like pieces of something. So I said to her that if it were to go into the mouth, it will go in pieces only. You can't put the whole thing inside. Number two, after it enters into the stomach, no roti remains. Stomach doesn't know what is a roti. Roti is known to me because of perception or because of the knowledge provided by people that this is called as roti. And the liking and disliking is for this perception. What has gone inside the stomach has no idea what it is called as, what flavor it should have. Should it have more salt or sugar or this or that? It doesn't really matter. So there is dispassion. And there is Viveka. Is roti real? No. What it consists of? 4 elements. Is wife real? No. What it consists of? 4 elements. Am I real? No. What it consists of? 4 elements. So the roti is prepared, which is made out of 4 elements, handed over to me by the wife, which is also made out of 4 elements, which went into my mouth and then enter into my body, which is also made out of 4 elements. Roti doesn't have consciousness of its own. It got the consciousness through the human being naming it as roti. Then the wife also doesn't exist. It came into consciousness because that body is conscious and there is something called consciousness inside that body. And it considered itself as a wife. And when this roti was handed over to me, then this was called as handing over to the husband, where the husband did not exist in the first place. And then it is given to a body, and the body cannot eat, it can only eat through mouth. And the consciousness is required to open the mouth, and then when it went inside, nobody knows what went inside. So the 4 elements were, in short, so was created and called as a roti, and that roti was made by another 4 elements and given to this 4 element who was seemingly hungry, and it ate, and there ends the matter. So unreal is the roti and the wife and the husband. Real is only 4 elements. That is the Viveka. So now Vairagya comes because there was never a roti, never a wife, and never a husband. So who is dying? Roti is dying because once it goes to stomach, it is ended. So again, you have to prepare another roti if the person is hungry. Wife will die because the four elements are disintegrating moment to moment and it cannot be held at all. Husband will also die because there's the same four element which is getting disintegrated moment to moment. So the death is certain for roti, wife, and the husband. Four elements will remain as four elements when the person dies, and the consciousness remains as consciousness after the person dies. Only the mind, which is in between, will continue its journey into another life because it has got attachment, raga, dvesha, and moha. If it doesn't have that, then it can escape. So he says in 176 verse, Manaha nama maha vyagraha vishaya aranya bhumishu charati atra na gachantu sadavaha ye mumukshatavaha. A huge tiger called as the mind. Manaha nama maha vyagraha Vishaya aranya bhumishu. In the thick jungles of the sense pleasures, by naming this or that. Charati atra na gachantu. Keeps on wandering here and there. Let not those who wander therein. Sadavaha ye mumukshatavaha, who are virtuous and desirous or earnestly desiring for liberation. They should always have a sattvic mind filled with discrimination and vairagya. That is discrimination and dispassion. These two are very much important for that person. So let's say, same example, what I was talking about, my wife giving me this roti. If the roti had come out very well, I would have taken a picture and meaning, let us say, if I was a sensual person, what I would have done? In few hours time, that roti would have ended up getting into shit. Not knowing that, what I would have done is that I would have taken a photograph of that roti and put as a status on WhatsApp saying that akki roti prepared by my wife. This is at least good. There, I would have prepared my own akki roti, then I would have put there akki roti prepared by me. To know the ingredients, call me, because I want me to exist. First problem. Second, I will go to Facebook and I will post. Due to Corona holidays, I learned how to cook this akki roti. So it looks so nice, it looks so yummy, tasty. I will put all those adjectives to make others also feel watery in their mouth and stomach. If you want to know the ingredients or you want to know how this has come about, please call me and also like this roti of mine. So I get around 100 likes or 200 likes. So I keep on checking on Facebook every now and then to see whether that likes are happening or not. And if they're not happening, I'll call some of my friends saying that, you know what, today I prepared akki roti. Why don't you check it on Facebook and like it? So they say that, okay, let me check it out, and they check it and then they like it and they say that, no, this is only a photo. Why don't you put a YouTube video on how this akki roti is prepared? That would have helped. And they're taking that motivation, then I prepare akki roti, make a YouTube video and post it saying that this is a recipe, this is how it is prepared. Please call me if you want to know or follow this video. So I get more likes. Now I am into dream world of all of these unnecessary things. The whole objective was to just fill the stomach, nothing else. But I created this mind which is a tiger. So it started devouring whatever it finds. So now I am in the thick jungle of the sense pleasure. Now the taste is enticing, sights are enticing, sounds are enticing, touch is enticing, and smell is enticing. So I always want to have all of these five. Five enemies become five friends and keep on creating new life. Only if I know that this is disaster and there is a wife and there is a husband and there is a friend and there is a son and there is a daughter, there is this, there is that, but in reality nothing of that exists. It's only four elements, and it is filthy body which is getting disintegrated moment to moment. It is not disintegrating right now because of consciousness, and it's not smelling worse because of consciousness. If consciousness were to go off, this whole body rots and it smells and it is disgusting. Once I know this, I will stop wandering in the forest of sense pleasure and instead become sadhavaha ye mumukshataha. I will get into yearning for liberation and becoming virtuous, because it's of no use to do that. So we do lot of shows to entice the sense objects. World is filled with sense object because the world is coming from the mind. Second, we want to do a proliferation and propaganda of whatever we are doing. A new idea has come to me. I would like that new idea to be used. So I will call upon people to comment on this new idea, and then they say that's a very new idea, very brilliant idea. So why don't I put it to work? So some investment I want, and they invest, and then I promise them good return, and then I create that idea into some product, and then they curse the product. I'll say that no, the product is still in alpha release. How can you ask something when it is alpha release? Give me feedback. We will do a lot of things, and then we add flavors to that and create a beta release, and then the investment further will come, and then we come up with the sales pitch and sales strategy, market penetration tactics, and this and that. And because I have endless desires, so we whip up this endless desire circle, and this is called as Ratri, because the movie can be played only in darkness. This movie can only work in darkness, it cannot work when there's light. So the market, the demand, the objective of achieving something or the other can only happen, and the relationship can only be set when there is darkness. In the light, no relationship exists and no product can exist, because it's only magical. It doesn't really exist in that way. But because I want to be like that, because I want to do a darkness or do the product development in darkness, I tend to do what is mentioned in the 177. Manaha prasuti vishayan aseshan sthulamana sukshmataya cha bhuktuhu Sharira Varna Ashrama Jati Bhedat Guna Kriya Hetu Phalani Nityam. Manaha Prasute, the mind delivers continuously Vishayan Asheshan, all varieties of sense objects. Sthulatmana Sukshmataya Cha Bhuktuhu, of gross nature and subtle nature, to be the experiencer and the enjoyer. Basically, I want to be called as an enjoyer. I'm enjoying. Sharira Varna Ashrama Jati Bhedat, the body, caste, of life and creed, distinctions are created. Oh, I am from Brahmana Jati, I am from Kshatriya Jati and Shudra Jati and Vaishya Jati, or rich Jati or poor Jati, fat Jati, lean Jati, healthy Jati, diseased Jati, and whatnot. Like we can have a township created, a high net worth individual as one Jati, low net worth individual in another Jati. In Whitefield area, there are homes which are based upon California, so they would like to pretend they are from California because they were one time staying in California. Now they have come back to their country and they want to stay as though they were living in California. So you have so they created a Jati called California Jati. So like that we keep on creating. Guna Kriya Hetu Phalani Nityam. Qualities are the cause of all actions, and they want to produce result endlessly. So the mind would like to shop. So we have something called a shopper stop. Here it's only shopper, no stop. There cannot be any stop. So we keep on shopping and shopping and shopping of five senses with five sense object. Yesterday I had prepared this, today I want to prepare this, day after tomorrow I want to prepare that. Yesterday I was seeing this, today I am seeing this, and tomorrow I want to seeing that. Yesterday I was hearing this, and today I am hearing this, and tomorrow I want to hear that. So this is exactly what we would like to do. A general person, because neither he has Viveka, discrimination between the real and unreal, nor he has Vairagya, because he always think that all of this is real. Wife is real, husband is real, family is real, house is real, job is real, car is real, everything is real. There is nothing in this world which is unreal. So he struggles because he keeps on shopping. I am shopping for family, I am shopping for myself, I am shopping for my wife, like that. Or he would say that I am investing for myself, I am investing for my family, I am investing for my job. So he keeps on adding all of this which are literally not required. So the mind deteriorates into a tendency which will take him to the lower realms of existence, and mostly into the animal realm of existence. And if he is lucky, mind is lucky enough, will be reborn in the human realm of existence. So in the verse number 178 he talks about that. Let us take it up tomorrow. We are already just 4 minutes into 10.
Yeah, that is fine.
Okay then.
Yeah, okay. So only me and Bhatt are there. So Srihari has already left. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't see it at
Oh, he
all.
left. Okay.
I didn't see it at all.
I also did not see. Yeah.
I was only speaking, so I had closed my eyes and speaking.
Plus, you have people from other side, na?
No,
YouTube.
I didn't see that also. I was just, all these were coming in my mind. I was just reading. I was just narrating it as I'm seeing it. So now only I saw.
Yeah, I think now high time to do some practical session also.
Yeah, we can do. This is practical only, but practical, how practical you want is the question. Vivekachudamani is 100% practical.
Yeah. But then we have to practice. No, we are now just talking.
No, practice is that you have to make time, and then we have to sit in one place and do it. Meaning we have to keep on observing and talking to each other every 1 hour. What was our experience?
Hmm.
That if you can do, then I am for it.
Yeah, that's the problem. So that's the problem I am also facing. I am hard pressed for time.
Yes. So then this is
So
not possible. Because for
Yeah,
me
but-
this is possible. For me this is possible because I don't have anything else except for some meetings which are there, and at least Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday nobody bothers me. So I keep on reflecting on everything, relationship to everything. So it is creating dispassion as well as the discrimination.
Yeah. So that's why I was thinking that I need to do something which is embedded in this daily things, whatever I'm doing.
Yes, for that you need to come out of it and then do this completely and then go back. You can't do both at the same time.
Both.
That is
I
not
cannot do both right now.
Yes,
So,
and you not only now, you will not be able to do it at any point in time unless you discontinue. That is exactly the decision what I took in the year 2013.
But Vilas, this is also possible, right? Say weekly half day reserve for this, not for anything else. Take leave and don't attach to anything and practice. That is the initial part. That may be a good idea.
Yes, you can do
half
it on
day, 1 day.
You can keep
because
it.
Nowadays that holiday is also there for so many people available. It will just elapse.
Yes. So what?
Yeah. So that's what I did. I remember on July 7th and 8th or 8th and 9th, Saturday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 4 days I used, and that's when I got to know how to do this awareness meditation. So I took leave because of that. So that 4 days.
Yeah, you can do that, and then we can create a scenario where we can meet up every couple of hours. We can discuss and see what needs to be done, and take that, and then again develop and again discuss.
Yeah. So I am in my parents' home. Is not possible. So I need to go back to Bangalore, and then I can do.
Sure.
Here because everybody wants to speak to me every time. So
yes. That's not possible.
Not possible.
That's not possible. So in Bangalore you can do.
Yeah, my sister wants to speak to me. My father wants to speak to me. My mother wants to speak to me. My daughter will come, and all that. And my husband is there. He has gone back to Bangalore.
Okay.
Because our dog is also there, right? So we cannot leave him out for a long time.
Correct.
And so actually, as soon as he reached Bangalore, the opposite flat people got coronavirus, COVID. So yesterday, day before yesterday, they collected his sample also, my husband's sample. So anyway, it came out negative yesterday.
Okay.
So here it is. I'm finding it hard pressed for time.
True.
In all this, in Bangalore, I had a lot of time. I could make it. Here it is a bit difficult. So I bought some books also from my father. So I got one book from CM on Upanishads. Then another one book from Swami Rama on Upanishad, and I also bought. It's still not come. This Lahari Mahashaya, his autobiography, his biography. Yeah. So it should come, I think, next week sometime. So 3 books I got, and my father is reading that Upanishad, and he was asking me something. So I didn't understand what exactly it is. So he was not able to. I need to talk to him again.
Okay.
Then I will come and ask you that question, whatever he has.
Sure. Okay, no worries.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, I have to join another meeting.
Same
Thank
here.
you.
I have to jump.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Bye.